Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and of course, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching all of us this truth. All right. This is Naaman with the DC Camp. I just wanted to bring this video to light. Of course, it's a couple of years old now, but hey, nonetheless, you know, it's good information. And it's called King Cotton, the truth about the Confederacy, because you hear these lying POSs, you know, talk about, well, the Civil War wasn't about slavery. It wasn't about your black ass. Okay, well, whatever. We know that's a lie. Okay, as he's going to go into, and let me get a couple of scriptures because I want him and what he says, you know, to be heard, because he goes into great detail, and this is also something I know me personally. I'm going to take notes and keep them with me in case someone comes to the camp talking that, you know, BS. And you can just run down the list. You know, this happened, this happened, this happened, and this was the cause of it, and you all lied about it. All right, so let's see. Let me get a couple of scriptures here. This is going to be, once it loads, going to the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 12, because you'll hear also some of the other heathen nations, you know, that kiss Esau's ass. You know, well, everybody, you know, goes through slavery and all this. No. This is unique in that an institution was started and money was made. Where did that money go? All right, off of our backs. All right, and when we say that, we mean that. All right, because it's the truth. To this day, some of these Fortune 500 companies, where did they get their start? Aetna, the insurance company, Merrill Lynch, others. All right, some of these colleges, Georgetown, Yale, you know, Ivy Leagues. All right, this is Daniel chapter 9, verse 12, and he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing up on us a great evil, meaning the Israelites. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. All right, so let's go ahead and roll this. And here we go.
Is the story of King Cotton. And that's something that I will never forget. I didn't have to learn this in the past 6 years. I had to learn the true meaning, but I didn't have to learn the term, because King Cotton was part of my upbringing in Memphis, Tennessee. King Cotton was a food brand. King Cotton was on everything. There was actually a hotel, King Cotton, in Memphis. Army and Navy Club, completely air conditioned. Bed and halls sprinkler protected. 3-channel radio and Muzak, and overlooking the Mississippi River. This was one of the luxury hotels in Memphis. But what does the phrase King Cotton mean? What it meant to me was bacon. Because King Cotton bacon, King Cotton sausage, King Cotton like rolls. This was like the food of my childhood. Everybody in Memphis bought King Cotton brand. And when I finally found out what the name actually stood for, I felt like I wanted to throw up. Because King Cotton, the theory that was used by Southerners before the Civil War to say, we can do this, we can break away from the North and it's economically feasible. And here's why. Everybody depends on our cotton. We can shut down the mills in the North in a heartbeat. Britain and France are going to have to make a decision. Will they support us militarily? Because we can cut down their mills. We just won't send them our cotton. It couldn't have been more practically and beautifully stated than it was by Senator Henry Hammond of South Carolina. Without firing a gun, without drawing a sword, should they make war on us, we could bring the whole world to our feet. What would happen if no cotton was furnished for 3
This
years?
is the power
England would
of
topple
cotton.
headlong and carry the whole civilized world with her, save the South. No, you dare not make war on cotton. No power on earth dares to make war upon it, because cotton is king. Follow the money. This is how important
You know, these Edomites don't like hearing
was.
this. They all look, soon
What
later
kind of
on,
money
you're
are
going
we
to say they
talking
look all
about?
convicted.
1840, cotton made 59% of all U.S. exports. This is 15 years before the Civil War. 1.5 million pounds with about 700,000 slaves, and you can see how that changed. 2.25 billion pounds and almost 4 million slaves. This is what made America wealthy.
Or great.
This was the formation of wealth. And folks, I just want to make sure as a side note to say, I hope you don't think that the money made from slavery just dissolved and went up into the air. It went into companies and businesses, and not even tracing and blaming those corporations. Those corporations hired people and paid their salaries and their benefits and gave them the ability to raise families and to pass wealth on through the generations. This money is what made America financially stable. The market value of slaves in 1860 was greater than the market value of every railroad, factory, and bank combined. Follow the money, because the money we're talking about was huge.
Let me stop it right there, because this also, you should be aware that the Civil War was also a police action in the way when you think about Vietnam. Now, he said it gave them more wealth than the banks, the railroads, and everything else combined. All right, think about that. All these millionaires, multimillionaires in the South. All right, so what do you think the elite bankers were thinking? You think they want Jethro across the table from them? Nah. That's my point. So they had to take their wealth being what? Us.
Think about the role of slaves and trade and slave labor in the economy. And that's a statistic that shocks me, because the Mississippi Valley today is one of the poorest places in America. And in 1860, more millionaires per capita than any other place in the country. And that was because of slavery.
And that's just the Mississippi Valley.
The white plantation owners did not have the capital to hire hundreds of workers to work these gigantic cotton plantations. They had to have free labor. And if there is any doubt about it, and let me just say, there is absolutely nothing wrong with retail jobs. But when you have an economy that is based exclusively on the exploitation of free labor, this is what happens. We are now 150 years later. There is no industry in the South that has replaced the slave trade and what could
150 years later.
be worked on by slaves. The mayor of New York City recommended that New York, not the state, the city, withdraw from the Union during the Civil War. Why was that? If you go and read, it's because we are making so much money from slavery, we want to keep doing it. If we withdraw, we can then be friends with the North, and we can be friends with the South. They are saying it to you as plainly and as directly as they can. And so the people today who say the folks honored in these monuments were not fighting for slavery, my response is, I understand that that's what you want to believe. And I understand how difficult it is to wrap your mind around the fact that human beings, fellow Americans, would fight, kill other people, and die to preserve slavery. It's really hard to wrap your mind around that. But that is the ugly truth.
See, there you go. But they don't want to admit that. They hid it. Rewrote the history and taught it to us. And you wonder why everybody's confused. And when you bring out the truth, they look at you like you have four heads. Because our people have been lied to for so long. And they were taught to look up to these scumbags that refer to themselves as white people. All right? It wasn't by accident. It started centuries ago with them putting their images and misleading everybody into thinking that they were the people of the Lord. Lies upon lies upon lies. Century after century after century. And you know what? Now it's coming all down. It's coming down. And we're doing it in a way that they didn't expect. All right? And their arrogance, all right, worked against them. All right? That's why what's going on now, let's get this. This is this is 2 Corinthians chapter 10. That's why these boneheads out here going to the gun ranges and all of this madness, all right, they were not set up to be the ones to do this. It was the elder apostle Tahar and the other apostles, all right, those one westers as they're called. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. What's the strongholds? All right. Like I said, they rewrit history, all right, to serve their own purpose. And now all that's come crumbling down. All right, Isaiah 47, all right. Isaiah 25 and 7, that covering cast, that veil has been lifted up. Everybody's seeing this wicked Edomites, so-called white people, for what they really are. Jeremiah 49 and 10, Most High has made Esau bare. All right, all this is coming out. He can't stop it. All this information. And it's beautiful to just sit back and watch. It's like that slow train wreck, except this isn't slow. All right. Luke 10 and 18. Yahweh Shai said he beheld Satan, falling from heaven as lightning. All right. That's what's going on. All right. And they're now trying to say that, setting us up more or less with this Grandmaster Jay and, the idiots that follow him, because, again, they're carnal, as I just read. And this is not without, it's like, not like we're, not at fault. Of course, we fell away. We went off. This is our punishment. All right, this is our punishment. Let's see, Zechariah. Let's see, finish it up here. 1. This is Zechariah chapter 1. Let's see, should I start up? 2. It says, the Most High Yahweh hath been sore displeased with your fathers. All right. Therefore say thou unto them, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, turn ye unto me, saith the Most High, and I will turn unto you. All right. Be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, Turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith the Most High Yahweh. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? 6. But my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, like as the Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, thought to do unto us, according to our ways and according to our doings, so hath he dealt with us. All right? And oh, did he not deal with us. All right? You got to remember, when it comes to Yahweh Shai, we are married. You know, it's like, you know, you got the bridegroom and you got the bride. You got the husband, you got the wife. All right? Just one of those things. All right, so I believe that's it. I'm going to leave it right there. Once again, it's a good video. King Cotton, the truth about the Confederates, a whole thing. This guy, this gentleman here is a lawyer, defense lawyer out of Seattle, Washington. All right, he's got a the whole thing is called, hold on, When Heritage Equals Hate: The Truth About the Confederacy in America. It's you know, good viewing. All right, so with that, once again, call halal. I hope whoever views this, you know, is edified, of course. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Akar Kodash. Of course, once again, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, all right, for teaching us this truth. Salutations for the Akim out there, you know, teaching us truth, honors, and sincerity, trying to wake up the remaining hopefully elect. So with that, Shalom.